What is the thing that you are most proud of in your writing, in your books?
Well, my characters, they actually feel like real people. I'm always proud when a reader sends a message that my book has made a difference in their life. One of the art readers for my upcoming release, she told me that it was her first 6-star read. Yeah, that hit. Oh my God.
That's
I'm
an
almost like,
honor.
I'm
That's
like,
an honor. Yeah.
yeah, that feeling. And I'm just proud that I decided to do this because it's obvious that English isn't my first language. Even I'm fluent. I'm proud that I'm sharing stories that people enjoy.
As it should be.
And
Yeah.
yeah, that I decided to do something for myself. That's a big thing. To have that something, that physical reminder that you were here, you once were. I'm proud to have that reminder because not everyone does.
Welcome to Raising Baby Authors. I'm Kasia, your host, and a brand new writer. If you feel overwhelmed and lost about this whole writing thing, you're certainly not alone. Join me while I pester my author guests for writing advice and find out how they do it. Because if they could, then why not you? It truly takes a village to raise an author, so let me share my village with you. Hello, dear listener, and welcome back to season 2 of the Raising Baby Authors podcast. Today, I've got a returning guest for you. This is one of our friends of the podcast, author KH Anastasia. Hi, Kira. Welcome back.
Hi, thanks for having me again. It feels unreal to watch back to last year and then just compare how things have changed. And well, many things have remained the same, but there are some exciting changes that have happened and are happening in the future. So glad to be back.
Okay, well, then let's jump right into it and talk about all the things that have changed, as long as you're ready to talk about whatever you want.
Yes, of course. Last year, when I was recording this podcast episode, that was September, I had just had one of the mentally most challenging summers of my life. And I was still trying to keep it all together. Basically, looking back, I see how I was struggling so much, even I was smiling hard. And I was smiling to cover it, but that's life, I guess. Since then, I have been lucky enough to take time for my health, both mental and physical health. And I am in a spot in my life right now where I'm mentally and physically healthier than I have been all my adult life. So I'm 33, so yeah, past 15 years, I'm the healthiest I have been. So it has been good. And when we last spoke, I hadn't written much in months. It ended so that last year I only wrote like a few chapters. I can't remember the exact amount, but it wasn't much considering that my normal length novels say 30 to 40 chapters. So I didn't write even 1/4 of a novel last year. But then I started writing again in December, finally. Once this podcast episode is out, it's already out, but my next book comes next week. And yeah, I started writing it. Well, I had the idea ready for it and I had written some scenes, but I started writing end of December and it just came out of me, like poured onto the page. And yeah, it's now here coming. And since I finished writing that one, because it has been ready for some time now, I started writing something new, and that's almost done, the first draft. And then I have a side project that's almost done, and something else coming this year, and so many things. But it's good. Oh, good.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Congratulations.
Thank
really.
you. It's interesting because last year I was thinking that I will never write again. There were so many days when I thought this was it. I will only release the 4 books I had out at that point, and there's nothing I can do about it. That's my life, and yeah.
So was it that you just thought that writing is maybe not for you, or you were just so exhausted that you didn't have energy to write, but you still wanted to?
Yeah, it was more about the energy. Then I think, because I used to read all my reviews, rave review, I think it got to me one point, especially when I couldn't write. And I thought to myself, like, oh, they don't like my writing anyway, so why write? When I was like feeling down for other reasons too, just added to it. And yeah, I just needed that break. And I guess I didn't worry too much if I could write or not, because any writing was better than nothing. So I gave myself that time to recover and then start again. And then it just felt natural. And it has helped that even it sucks otherwise, I haven't been working for the last year. First, because I needed to take care of my health. But last 6 months, the job market here in Finland has been so awful. So I haven't found a new consulting job. So that's why I haven't worked in a year now. But it has allowed me to take time for my writing. Like I said, my health. So that has helped.
Yeah, I think a lot about how if I didn't have my full-time job, I would be writing so much more. But yeah, again, like it's not like my writing would have been giving me the same amount of comfortable life that I would like
Yeah, that's the thing.
with my job.
I don't want to make this my full-time job because there's so much to publishing that you can control yourself. Like, will readers like your story? Will they read? Will they buy? Marketing, social media, all that. There is so much you can do. And many authors, they do amazing job, but some of it is just luck. And just, yeah, I don't know what it is. It's something different. And yeah, you can't control it. So that's why I don't want to make it my full-time job. But I have enjoyed kind of pretending to have it as my full-time job now that I'm job hunting.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got a new book out of it, at least.
Yes.
So that's and I hear all kinds of other projects as well. Yeah, this is when you have like time and energy. You start like, I should do that and maybe write something
Yeah,
about this.
definitely.
Yeah.
I'm taking everything I can from this time of my life that like I'm aiming to write as many stories as I can right now, even if I will not publish them anytime soon. For example, this side project that I just came up with a few weeks ago, this novel or novella that I'm working on the side. It's almost done, the first draft, but I know I won't be publishing it until 2027.
Why such a far away date?
Because there are other stories I have to get out first.
Right.
So
Okay.
so this book that comes out next week, but it's out the time this comes out.
Yeah.
Is the book 2 in this my first hockey romance series. And I want to finish this series next year. So that's already one book. Then I have my debut series that is missing the third book as well. And I want to finish that next year. And then I have a standalone. So that's already 3 books for next year. And publishing books can cost with editors and proofreaders and beta readers. And with my standalone, I need a sensitivity reader because it has a disability, this story that I don't have myself, even I'm disabled. It's not my disability. So I need a sensitivity reader and that's a big cost. And yeah, so yeah, I would publish books monthly if I had the money, but that's not the case. Well, I don't have books to publish each month, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if there was no any concerns about financing it, I would do more.
Yeah, of course.
For sure.
I totally get it. But like, it's already cool that you have sort of like this, the biggest part of this, the writing itself, like the story is there. And then the rest, you can just do it, in the background. Someone will edit, you will do some changes, someone will do the cover. And then as long as the story is there, you can pile them up, like have a...
Yes, exactly. And
Yeah.
I actually because I have started writing all 3 of the books that I want to publish next year. Well, one of them is almost finished, like I said, but the other 2, I have started writing them. And it's always fun because I usually have a main project, which is normally the next book in the release order that I have in my head. And then I have book files for my other ideas, so I can go back and write ideas down if I want. So I do that times. And it's always fun if I haven't written something in a month or 2 in one of the projects, going back and seeing what I have there and then continuing or editing it and adding something. I used to only focus on my next release, and it didn't work that well because I was stressing so much that this kind of idea that I have files for every idea and I just write them when I feel like it. Mostly I focus on my main project or the current main project, but then I have those options as well.
Yeah. It's good to have, because I think maybe not all of us, but maybe many of us would just be focusing on one and then getting too stressed about it. And then it's good to remember that there are other projects as well. It's fine. There are other books.
And it helps because there are days when I'm like, I don't want to write my current main project. I'm like, no, thanks. I love them. I think this book that I have planned for early next year, I think it will be my favorite story ever that I have written. I have a feeling. Even I love them so much. Sometimes I'm like, no, I'm not in a mood. Because their stories, it's not, it's a bit heavier. Like it's more emotional than some of my other stories. So I sometimes need a break, and I have these like rom-com like ideas for one series. So it's fun to go to that lighter, funnier, I don't know, that kind of manuscript and write a bit of that and then continue with the other project the following day.
Yeah, I find myself doing the same. Like I have the longer project that is, I love it so much, but it's daunting because it's, I can imagine that if I like keep at it and like keep writing it, I will still publish it somewhere at the end of 26 or even 27, because as you said, like mine will probably need more than one sensitivity reader for different reasons. Like that's going to take forever and a lot of money. And I'm just, it's getting sometimes too much to write it. So I'm like, I have this other one. I'm just going to go and like write an outline a little bit because I like this idea and I want to expand it. Or today I feel like it's usually coming on the commute for work. So I'm like on the bus, what am I doing today on the bus? Am I writing this one, or I'm plotting, or I sometimes just reread some stuff because I'm like, I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's always fun to go back and read what you have worked on, because you're like, what? I wrote that?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Especially it's so funny when you forget the words you wrote. This is like, wow.
Yes. So what I did for my 5th book, that is my most recent, because the female main character, she is a side character in 3 of my other books. So I had to read all those 3 books to make sure that I didn't forget some big detail about her or something. And I made myself laugh. I made myself cry. I was like, what? This is my work. It's funny because like my debut came out 3 years ago. So that's enough time to forget a lot. And yeah, I did that read and I was like, wow, these are my books. So weird. I'm still happy about my work. Even there are many things I would change, of course. I think we could edit books until the rest of our lives if we want to. Yeah, but like I'm happy with how they are. Proud of myself to putting them out there. And now 5th book coming, and then other fun things in the future.
Yeah. So well, let's talk then about the unexpected lineup a little bit.
Yes.
Can you tell me what the book's about and what made you write it?
Yes. So the unexpected lineup is such a hard word to pronounce. Unexpected.
Well, for me, it's okay, but I have other words that I cannot pronounce.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, it tells about,
Yep.
You see? Yeah. It tells about Rasmus, who is a Swedish hockey star. He plays for this team in Minnesota when this book starts. And he is in New York for a game. And he goes out with his teammates for Halloween. So he wears this mask. And while at the club, he meets this mysterious woman. And they start talking, dancing, kissing, you know. And then they end up to his hotel room and have a night of fun. And because they're both very, in costume, they recognize each other. And then we fast forward a few months. And Hazley, our female main character, she goes to her doctors because she has been having some symptoms, and the doctor tells her, you're pregnant. So she's like, what? I'm on birth control, how that can be? I have no idea who that guy was. I don't know this masked man. And she's like freaking out, but at the same time, she's over 30. She has always wanted to be a mom. So she is like, okay, even if I would not find my baby daddy, I would keep this baby because I have always wanted this. And she has lost someone important in her life before, and she just feels like it was meant to be.
Mhm.
But then she goes to a party that her family is hosting because her dad is the GM of the Brooklyn hockey team Peacocks. And at the party, she meets his dad's new player, who happens to be the mysterious man from that one night.
Okay.
And yeah, it was such a funny scene to write when they meet again and realized who they are because they had no idea. And then they start getting to know each other. They think they will co-parent. She wants to co-parent. He, from the beginning, he's like, you are mine now. Well, he doesn't say it, but like he has also lost a lot in his life. So knowing that he is going to be dad changes something in him, and he wants to be involved, and he doesn't want his kid to grow up without a dad, so he wants to be there. And yeah, it's like it goes from one night stand to slow burn. So they get to know each other better before they get intimate or like physical again. And yeah, this story was important to me because I wanted to write a surprise pregnancy story where there is no drama. They're both adults. They respect each other from the beginning. And then she never says anything negative about her changing body because that's so common in these kind of stories that the women don't feel beautiful now they're pregnant. And I don't like that. So I wanted to make a positive story on this very common trope. And yeah, he is there from the beginning. He's excited, freaking out, but excited. And it's just, even I wrote this story. I can say it's a beautiful story about two people who have lost a lot in life and who are trying to find where they belong. And then they find each other and have that extra support, and they find each other and themselves. And yeah, I like this story a lot. It's one of my favorites that I have written.
Well, that sounds amazing. Yeah, I think tackling surprise pregnancy as a trope must be hard. Like, I know that I will have one of those stories. It's kind of planned, but like way ahead.
Yeah.
But I do have two characters already like in my head that are gonna have this case.
Oh
And
yeah,
I'm already scared.
yeah, I understand that. The thing is that, like I said in my author's note, I have always wanted to be a mom myself. And for different reasons, I have waited. And soon, hopefully, we can start trying with my husband. But until then, I get to experience it through my characters and some other characters in other books. So that's why it was important to write this story now. I had planned it from the beginning. Basically, Hazley, the main character, she was side character in my debut. So I have known about her for a long time. And there is hints in the previous books. Like in my second book, where she is also a side character, they talk about babies because one of their friends is having a baby in this friend group. And they talk about babies, and Hazley is like, I want to be a mom, but my daily life sucks. And I'm getting old, and I don't know if I will ever have that. She's sad about it. And I was like, just wait, honey. Just wait. I'm writing you to have that baby.
So back then you already knew what you're going to do with that character.
Yes. So when I first wrote her character, I knew that she was going to have hockey romance because I mentioned in my debut that her dad is the GM, so general manager of the hockey team. And she actually makes a joke about the first hockey books, like the main characters, like looks. She makes a joke about him basically in my debut. So I knew that they were somehow connected, but it took me by surprise who her love interest was by the end. But yeah, I knew she was going to have a baby or surprise pregnancy story, hockey romance. So I have hinted at it in my other books.
Okay. Well, yeah, that book sounds amazing. I encourage everyone to check it out.
Thank you. Thank you. It was the book that healed something inside me and in my writer self. I think after
Would
the burnout, having a book a turnout like this, I mean, yeah, it means a lot.
would you say it was easier to write it? Like after all the burnout, maybe you got like a new wave of inspiration and it was just faster and easier?
I think what was easier was that I didn't have pressure on myself
Mm-hmm.
because, like I said, I didn't think I would write again last year. So this time last year. So when I started writing, everything that I had all got into the paper, on the paper, it was all extra. So not having that pressure and just seeing where it goes, it helped a lot, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I can. There was also like a period where I did know that I'm writing and I want to write, but I didn't have time or mental
Hmm.
energy to do it. So yeah, I started like doing it on my phone just for a bit every day and just like whatever typos get just like right.
Hmm.
And then I tallied it up in the end of the month and it was 18,000 words. I was like,
That's a
what?
lot.
Yeah,
That's
what the
half a
hell?
novella, if you,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's crazy. So yeah, it's when you take the pressure off and feel like I have to sit down and put it like and do this word count or something, it kind of gets easier and then you don't notice how you actually read
Yeah,
the whole thing.
and that's funny you mentioned because this is my longest book so far.
Uh-huh.
Until now, my full-length novels, they have all been 75,000 words or 77, somewhere there,
Mm-hmm.
75 to 77,000 words. So it's quite typical length.
Yeah.
These days, uh, popular books are a bit longer, but yeah, it's still a good length for a novel. But this one is 85, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So from 75 to 85, it's already 10,000 words more, over 10% more.
Yeah.
And then the project I'm working on right now, it will be my first over 100,000 words.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm at like 80% of my plan at the moment, like because I have the outline. I'm
Right.
at around 80,000 at 80%. So yeah,
So yeah, that feels like it's gonna be 100.
over. It's interesting how something clicked inside my brain during my break, and now my books are longer. I don't know.
It is interesting. Actually, myself, I am an overwriter. So like I write way too much and then I have to
Oh,
delete
I'm
things.
underwriter.
Yeah, so I think I don't know what's worse to be honest because I feel like I would have more fun adding things, but just because I'm an overwriter. And
Mm,
I hate deleting the stuff that I wrote because it seems to me that it's good. I even cut it out and put it in a separate document. So it's like maybe I'll use
mm.
it for something else. And yeah, but I think actually 75, 80,000 or words, it's not just like a standard. It's well, if you want to do traditional, that's definitely a standard.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the traditional, like, it's novel starts at 50.
That yeah, and I've been recently just like this Saturday told this by an agent. She said, "Ah, you wrote like you wrote 80,000." I wrote it out of my head because the book's not finished, but I said 80,000, and she's like, "Yeah, that's like an upper limit. Like
Yeah,
if you
it's
can do
for
less,
traditional, yeah.
yeah,
But with indie romance, if you look at even like books that start as indie, you look at the bestsellers, they are usually longer.
yeah, they are
It's
longer.
interesting, yeah.
It's yeah, I think well, there's a lot of factors. There is maybe like there is no constraints of the traditional industry to tell you you
Mm,
have to cut it
exactly.
out and then you can do whatever you want with your words, right? Even if the editor tells you delete it, you don't have to. So it's like it's up to you. And then you will get more Kindle reads, right? Like if it's in Kindle Unlimited.
Mhm.
But also, like, for me, I don't know. I recently gravitate towards shorter ones for some reason. It's
Yeah,
just
I
like
have always liked
I have no
shorter
attention
books.
span for. I see 400 pages. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll read
Yeah,
it, but it has to be good.
yeah. I know what you mean. So one thing that many fail to realize is also that many popular books in the past 5 years, I have many authors that I think of right now, but I don't want to name names here, but they started on platforms like Wattpad and these kind of platforms where they publish whatever they write. And it's not the same than when you write a novel and you know you are going to write a novel. So they wrote these very long stories and then they decided to publish them to make money. So that's why many of these stories are longer and because those authors, they started from Wattpad. They're used to writing longer books, longer stories. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, many popular ones started like that. It's surprising how many.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's interesting. But I think with my current project, it makes sense with the couple that their story is longer and there is more things to say.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm writing the novella as a side project. So that will be like 40K, the upper limit of novella definition or somewhere there. So like I can write different lengths. It just depends on the story.
Yeah, definitely depends on the story. I have a draft that is 120K words, and that's a contemporary. And I'm like, hey, there's no way it's staying this long. It will have to be shrunk.
Oh, I can give you hundreds of books that are longer, but
But I'm not subjecting people to. Yeah, I'm pretty. It's a first draft. I'm pretty sure.
yeah,
it's
and
gonna,
it's also
yeah.
when you start out, you have to think about the cost as well, because the longer
Yeah.
it is, the more it costs to hire editor,
Yeah,
proofreading,
exactly.
anything.
I'm already paid for an editor for a novella that is 26,000 words. And I'm like, how is it going to be with the full book? Yeah, I do have the money, but it's really like, yeah, it's a big amount. So, and I'm not hiring a proofreader for this one. For the bigger one, definitely. For this one, I'm hoping I will proofread. Someone else will proofread for me, but like, I'm not going to hire anyone. But eventually for a full book, it's really a lot of money. I asked some authors like in private how much it takes them, to publish a book. And wow, like to make this amount back, you should really either wait a long time or really, really go into marketing.
Yeah, some authors, they do lots of work and market
Yeah.
and get popular that way. I'm not saying that with the following comment, but sometimes it's luck if a book goes viral.
Sometimes it is.
It's very rare for a debut book to do well. Yeah. My fourth book, so my first Hogle book, is my only book that has made me more than I spent on it. So it was my first book to, is the term break even?
Yeah, break even. I think that's the word.
Yeah, it was my first book to do so, and it did it in the first year. And we have to remember that I stopped marketing it after the release month because I had a burnout.
Well,
But yeah,
that's good.
anyway, yeah, it still had a very nice release month, I think, and like half of that amount I spent on it, I earned back on release month, but then it got more quiet. But now that I have spent more time on social media and marketing, and I have been marketing my upcoming release, it has helped because people are excited about the upcoming release and they want to read my previous book as well. So the sales are going up. So I know it can feel a lot, but the best way to promote your earlier books is write new books. That's what many authors say.
Yeah.
That you just have to keep building your backlist. And with each release, new readers will find your books. And
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
That's what I've heard as well. Yeah, writing new books and especially writing series, because like you can then do tricks with like the first one's free, second one's 99 cents, and then the other ones are full price. So yeah.
That as well, but also you have to remember that not every reader enjoys series.
Yeah, it
So
depends.
some readers wait until you have finished all books in the series before they start it.
Okay. Yeah. I used to be crazy. I used to, if I want to read, like if I've heard about the third book in a series, I'm not going to read the third one. I'm going to go back and start from the beginning.
Oh, yeah, that's what I do, yeah. It's funny because I once found a series where I wanted to read book 8. So I went back and I read all the 7 previous books just to read the book 8.
That sounds exhausting. I mean, the thing is, if they are connected, then you cannot really like read book 8 before you read this. Okay, I get it. But now, like, I don't do that anymore. Like, I think I started with heated rivalry. Hate this word. Heated rivalry. Yeah. So
Rachel
Reed. Yeah. So that one's the second in the series. I read the blurb of the first one and like, nah, I don't want to. And then I read the second one, and then someone told me you need the sixth one because it's the continuation of their story. But before that, you can also read the fifth one because like the character appears there a lot. So I read 3 books of that series. The series is maybe 5 or 6. So
Yeah.
and I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
It's on my TBR. I want to read that series.
You should.
Yeah.
I don't know about the others, but those 3 that I read are true. And actually, the fifth one, the one that doesn't involve the main couple from Heated Rivalry, that one is like my favorite, actually.
Aren't they doing a TV show
Yes,
or movies?
There's going to be something. I forgot what.
Yeah,
something.
I hope to read them before that.
Oh,
something.
Yeah, because if I watch something and then it might just ruin my need to read it. I sometimes I don't like the movie, so I don't want to read the book.
It's interesting because I can give you one example where I absolutely loved the movie and then read the book and absolutely loved the book, even it was different from the movie. And that's the Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, I love the movie, actually.
Yeah, the book is different, but so good. So good.
For me,
one of my 5-star reads. Like
I think, what was it? Red, White, and Royal Blue movie. I watched the movie. I didn't really like it. And now when I see the book, I'm like, I don't want to read it. So yeah, maybe the book is so good. I think
it is.
A lot of people say that the book is amazing. I
absolutely loved the book and I enjoyed the movie. It's actually funny because my mom, she is into politics and history and books and romance and all those things. And I told her about the book before the movie and she read it, she loved it, and we watched the movie together and we were like, this is so exciting. But I did enjoy the book more. But that happens often.
That's a very common.
There is not that many cases where I have enjoyed the movie more than the book, but Crazy Rich Asians, I think because I watched the movie first and I absolutely loved it, it helped.
With the book, yeah?
Yeah, but the book was amazing as well. I like that. I actually have to reread it soon.
Yeah, that's why I think I really need to start reading Emily Henry because they're going to make People We Meet on Vacation into a movie. And if I happen to watch that first and not like it, that's just going to ruin my whole perception.
Yeah, I have read her first 3 or 4 romance books because she has written something else than romance before those. But like the romance books, so I have read the first Beach Read and Book Lovers and the one you mentioned. And then did I read the 4th one? Yeah, there's 3 or 4 more. But anyway, those are the ones I have read. And I want to read the others because I think all of her books will be movies or TV shows one day.
I feel like,
it feels like the rights have been bought for most of them anyway. I want to definitely read them, but there's so many books.
Yeah, exactly. I have Book Lovers and Funny Story behind me waiting for me. And I have Catherine Center as well because she also has a couple of movies, I think. At least one that I know.
I just found out, do you know, what's her last name? Julia Whelan?
Yeah, Julia Whelan.
Audiobook narrator who also writes herself. Her book, My Oxford Year, is coming to Netflix next month or month after.
Oh, okay.
This year soon. We are recording this in early July. I think it's in August or September, but like soon.
Okay.
And I absolutely love that book. It was so good. So I'm so excited that it's coming into Netflix. And I saw the trailer last night and it looks so nice. And I'm excited. And then they also announced You Deserve Each Other.
Yeah, something that I really want to read.
It's one of my all-time favorite books.
I
have read over 2,000 romance books, and I have a list of 25 books that are my all-time favorites.
Only 25 out of 2,000?
Yeah, I have all-time favorites, like top of the list. I have 25 books on that list, and You Deserve Each Other is one of them. So it's like actually one of my favorites.
I know that it's good. So many people told me that it's good. It's
so different. It's not your typical that they meet and fall in love. They already are.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple and.
Yeah. I'm finding copies on Vinted often.
You have Vinted as well.
Yeah, I always want to buy, but then I always buy in bulk, and I need like 3, 4, 5 books together. Otherwise, it's not worth it. And so it's never like that someone has that book and something else that I want. It's Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, I enjoyed it.
I might listen to it actually. Maybe I'll find
Oh
the
yeah,
German version.
I did.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds nice. Okay, we went on a long tangent about other people's
Yeah, I
books.
know, but the thing is,
Yeah.
why not talk about them?
Yeah. Of course.
Because I still read quite a bit, less than I did last year. Last year
Mhm.
was insane reading year for me because I had so much free time and I had a surgery in October and I couldn't do much in the recovery other than
Yeah.
read or listen to audiobooks. So yeah, I have so many recommendations, but we can also talk about my books. No, just kidding. It's so weird. Every time I say my books, I'm like, wait, I'm actually a published author.
And
Like people read
multiple books, yeah.
Yeah, fifth book coming. It's like when I put them all together, they're in front of me. Wait, when I put them like this, I can still hold them in one hand. But I
Yeah.
think with the sixth book, I can't.
That's
But they're-
amazing. Yeah, you should do like a post or something. Then you have you need two hands now to hold all
Yeah,
your books.
I think Just and Trust, maybe my sixth book will fit. But yeah, it feels weird. But I'm happy to be in this situation because, like I said many times before, I didn't think I would be here. Like as an author, I thought it was over after the fourth book. So it's not. And here I am.
Yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes we've heard this opinion that people are creative or that they get urged to write or that they write their best stuff when they are stressed or drunk or this kind of
Yeah, I know
very
what you mean.
tense
Yep.
state. But I think, I don't know, for
I'm the
me
opposite
at
at the
least,
moment.
yeah,
I'm the opposite at the moment. I'm writing my best stuff. At least
Yeah.
I think my best book when I'm at the best place I have been all my adult life.
yeah, then I just, if I have other stressful situations in my life, I cannot think about my book. I cannot think about writing. Like, I feel like I can read, maybe. Like, reading is the maximum I can do because then it's a full
Yeah,
escape.
it's different. It's different. Yeah.
It's a full escape into something and you don't have to like use too much of your brain. You're just reading.
Exactly.
But writing when I have a lot of like stress or I'm upset or something, I cannot do writing. But maybe it depends on the genre you're writing because we need like happiness. We need
True.
positivity. If you're writing a thriller or something very, very
Dark, yeah. Or
yeah,
like
maybe it's
twisted.
okay to be in a bad state of mind.
Yeah, maybe we should try dark romance.
I did try not to write it, but I tried to read it.
I have
Yeah.
read it a lot. I have done a lot of it. My favorite thing about dark romance is that it tests your limits and your understanding and what you think it's okay and what's not. And you can challenge yourself without it being in real life. Because in fiction, it's safe. It's just fiction. You can close the book. You can pause the audiobook if you need a break. It's not real life. So that's what I like about dark romance and darker books in general.
Yeah.
It's nice to have that outlet for moments when you don't want to be happy and positive and you want to challenge yourself. So yeah, that's why I like darker stuff as well.
I think it's interesting. Like for me, as I say always that I love angsty books. Like I really love angst.
Oh, I
and
love them.
dark is like a definition of angsty, and yet
Yeah,
I very rarely.
it's the
read
next
them.
step. I think it's the next step. So you
Yeah.
can have angst without dark romance, but dark romance often has angst.
Yeah. Otherwise, like it's not really even the dark rom-coms that they have. They're still like, if you think about it, it's kind of angsty. And yeah, I was always thinking that it's not for me, like the mafia stuff and all of that. Like it's not for me. And yet I do have a story somewhere in the back of my notebook where it's not a story, it's a situation that I imagined.
Ah.
Just this like a scene, one or two scenes that I have, and they don't fit anywhere but in a kind of a mafia kind of story. And I'm thinking,
Ooh,
do
I
I
love
have to
that.
write a mafia rom? It doesn't really work anywhere else. I was even thinking maybe I should make it some sort of dark fantasy mafia kind of thing because
Oh, wow.
because
Yeah, that's different.
because the thing is, I don't want to write mafia romance because I don't want to research mafia and I don't want to be unrealistic. And I just like, I feel like it's going to be super unbelievable if I just do mafia romance. But if it's a fantasy thing, then I can do whatever the hell I want.
Yeah, that makes sense because I have this fun idea, super fun idea about paranormal romance.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's nothing like I do normally, but it's an idea that started months ago, and I have actually plotted it, and I was like, okay, this might be something I will do as my side project. But yeah, it's so fun to just do something else, something different at once. And I wish I could talk about it more, but
No,
I don't know if it will ever see the light of day.
maybe it will, maybe it won't. It's
Yeah,
fine.
who knows? But yeah, it's fun. Another side project to add to my list because I have many. I have plenty. But yeah, that's the beauty of writing. You don't always have to share everything with the world. And you can do something for yourself as well. And sometimes things you start for yourself, like my author journey in general, it was supposed to be for me, just something to try out. But then it can be or turn out to be something else.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what would you say in this year since we last talked? What would be the main lesson that you've learned for your writing journey?
Take time. You should always take time. That's sad, but facts. Because I know many of us who have released something already, we have this pressure to get something new out. And we see authors who do this full time. They have been doing this for years. They can publish 5 or 6 books a year easily because that's their job. They are used to it. They have a process for it that just works for them. And we see them and we are like, oh, why I can't do that? I struggle with just getting 2 books out a year, or 1 book out a year. Heck, not even in a year. Why I can't be like them. It's okay not to be like them. It's okay to take your time. And like I said last time, don't compare yourself to others.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest lesson ever. Always still, because one of the most popular hockey romance authors at the moment, they are releasing a surprise pregnancy hockey romance set in Brooklyn the same day I am.
Really?
Yes, they are. And it was supposed to be a few days later, but she decided to release a bit earlier. And I know that she is in different place with her writing journey and publishing, and she has this massive fan base. So I shouldn't compare myself, but knowing that a book that has the most basic elements, the exact same basic elements, surprise hockey romance, surprise pregnancy hockey romance happening in Brooklyn, or set in Brooklyn, it's releasing on the same day. I kind of compare myself to her, even I shouldn't. That's
Wow. Yeah.
I keep telling everyone on this podcast that you shouldn't, but I keep doing that. But yeah, it's bad. But that happens, and once again, I shouldn't do it. I actually have been better with it. That's why I keep telling that to others, because I have to learn it myself as well. So
yeah, that's it. It needs to be repeated. This is something that you think that, yeah, I know not to do this. And yet then you see someone else being more successful or more, I mean, almost everybody else being more successful than you.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're like, you start comparing. And
yeah,
I got the same weird thing, not the same, but like also I came up with the name for my long project for like the full standalone book that I'm writing a long time ago. And the name kind of decided the plot more or less, or at least the backstory. And so I had it locked. I didn't tell it anyone. I just put like abbreviations in my posts and stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, I love this name. It's never changing. And then a trad author comes out with a book that is exactly the same name, but a different city. So like I have a city name in my book. And so it's the same name, and it's also a second chance romance. And it's also about exchange students, not in the same way as mine, but like different. And I'm like, damn, what do I do now? I'm not changing my name. My title. I like it.
Yeah, no, so within hockey romance community, there are some titles that have more than 10 books at the same title.
Yeah, all the puck, all the shot and everything, yeah.
Breakaway and blocked and other titles. But it's okay, it's okay.
Hockey terms, yeah.
Yeah, because they use the terms, like you said. It's okay. sometimes you just have similar titles. Like there is 1 or 2 books that are called All Your Tomorrows, like my debut. That's okay. And yeah, it happens because
I think
titles are not copyrighted.
it's
That's the
not.
thing. That's why you can use song titles as your book names.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing because I have noticed that there's a trend where song titles become book titles, and I kind of want to do it myself, but I haven't came up with the story that would fit one of the songs yet. Actually, I know. My second book I want to release in 2027. It's actually named after a song. Sorry. I
Oh,
actually did it myself. Yeah.
Yeah, I have actually, like, one of the series that I'm writing, the titles are not exactly names of the songs. It's a name of an album with a thing, like with one name change in it. Like, and there's a bit of a
I like
discussion.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bit of a discussion in the book of it's an album title or something. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's you don't have to, as long as you don't name your book like Beach Read or something like that, like something super obvious that you're trying to just like hop on the success of another author.
Yeah.
Then
Fourth
it's
Wing.
fine.
Akata.
Yeah. You can do Fourth
Yeah, I
Wing,
know.
but then like you'll get a lot of people disappointed if your story is not better.
Yeah, definitely. But it's interesting. And you, even if you search on Google or Goodreads, you don't always find all the books with matching title, and
Yeah.
you learn it later. I always search them just in case.
Yeah.
On my main character names, I do that as well. But what happened actually, this is funny. So I named him. I started planning the story in 2022, even if I didn't start writing it until last December. I had the story and names planned for 2 years before I started writing. And when I checked his name back then, there were no famous people named like him. But now there is some young Swedish hockey player with his name.
Oh no.
But I don't think he plays in the league yet. But yeah, I found, because I was like, better check one more time, even if I have written this book and done all the marketing and everyone knows his name, better check it.
Yeah.
You should never do that again. Once you check, it's like, yes, it's facts.
It happens. It happened with like the movie titles sometimes with me. So a couple years ago, you remember the movie 1917 was super, super popular.
Yeah.
It's like a war movies,
Yeah, I have
basically
seen it,
made in one shot. And so I've heard of it, and I'm like, my husband loves war movies. And
same with mine, yeah.
I was interested, so I was like, let's watch it. So we find the movie 1917 on Netflix, and we start watching it. And like half an hour into the movie, I'm like, wait, it's supposed to be one shot. It's like, and it's not. And it's also boring and seemingly very badly acted. Like, what's happening? We watch another half an hour and like, no, my God, I cannot believe people like this. This is horrible. And yeah, we watched the wrong movie with the same title.
Yeah.
It was so bad. Like, oh my God. Because when we finally find the actual, the one that we wanted to watch, that, yeah, that movie's amazing.
Yeah, I have seen the right one.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just, yeah, I think it's a good lesson just to research, as you said, search your title, or I don't know about character names, but title for sure.
Yeah. And just at the same time, don't care too much.
Yeah. But just in case you don't want to get lost in search results. That's my only
that's the
thing.
thing.
Yeah. You want your book preferably to be the first one when someone searches for it on Google. You don't want to, if you name your book Fourth Wing, nobody will find your book because the Fourth Wing is going to be the first.
Yeah, that's a good point though, yeah. But if someone names their book the same after you don't own the title either, so.
Yeah, I have an issue now with my pen name, actually. I did find, I used to search before and I couldn't find anything, or I didn't search well enough. Now I actually found an author where the difference is just a little like punctuation kind of difference.
Okay.
Between her and me, and she published 3 books, like erotica shorts about years ago, and since then nothing. And yet, yeah, I'm rethinking my pen name now because I don't want to be confused.
That sucks. Yeah, it's difficult. I remember I had 2 ideas when I picked my pen name. This one that I'm using, and then another one. But then I realized that there was this back then, so a few years ago, there was a popular duo of authors. They didn't write together, but they were best friends, and they posted a lot. And my other idea was like their pen names together, basically, or like one name from each one. It was actually my second name and my third name together, but it just happened that they happened to have those names as part of their pen names as well.
Okay.
So that's why I went with KH Anastasia instead.
Okay. Any plans to start another pen name with writing dark romance, for example, or something else?
If I ever do, no. I think you just market it in a different way, but I wouldn't do that. Of course, it's up to you, but I think it's too much work. I don't want to start from the beginning.
Okay. I think the novellas that I'm writing are going to be under another pen name because they are way too different from the stuff that I'm
there has been a few cases in the past year where someone who used to write like contemporary romance, that they wrote fantasy romance or romantasy instead, and they have kept their pen names, and it has worked well for them. So I don't see why not. So if I ever publish my paranormal romance, I would just publish it under KH Anastasia.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go the other way with the two pen names, and we can compare the notes after and see how it went.
I don't see it happening anytime soon, so maybe never. So I actually have another pen name if I ever need one. I used to be an exchange student when I was back in high school. I lived with this amazing American family, and I would use their last name if I would ever need a new pen name. I kind of regret not using it when I started, but I wanted my first pen name or this one to be part of me as well. And it's my first two initials and my third name together. So it's totally me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm lucky I have two middle names, so I could just use one of them as my last name. Oh, no middle names?
Well, we use a father's name as a middle name, and it's not going to be comfortable to use it at all in this.
It's more common maybe have one middle name, but two isn't that uncommon here. We actually have a law about naming kids, how many names you can give and what kind of names. There's actually a board that decides each year if new names are accepted or not.
Oh my God, that's...
Yeah, it's actually based on law here in Finland.
Complicated. Okay.
Yeah, but I kind of love it. It does, now that we have more immigration and new cultures coming in, it does take them into consideration though.
Oh, that's nice.
If your parents are from some country that has different naming traditions or laws or that, they do accept it. So it's not all strict. But for a typical Finnish person who has a kid with another Finnish person, it's a bit controlled, but not too much. There's still lots of room for different types of names.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. That's fun. I'll tell my manager that I have a lot more Finnish knowledge now.
Yeah, it's a fun fact to tell.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually I was just thinking about how I spent today naming my future characters. So
that's fun.
Yeah, so whenever I get a new idea, I start with naming the story. And one time it has changed, but other times it has been the final name for the story once I publish it. My debut didn't start as All Your Tomorrows. It was something else first. But so I start with naming the story. Then I pick the spine color. So all my books are like one color spines.
Yeah.
So I pick them each a spine color when I start planning them. And then I decide the main character names. That's like my next step. And I got an idea today and I needed to name two characters again. And I do this so I won't use their names for some side character accidentally in another book. I keep track of all the names I have given, of the names I will give in the future for my main characters and side characters that are important. So I don't like use the same names too many times. But there is, so basically the standalone I'm working on, I had the idea first. And then because I want to have all my stories connected, I needed to decide which of my side characters was going to be the main character of this story. Like I had the storyline, I knew I wanted him to be a hockey player, but which hockey player? So I picked one from one of the books that I have released, and I picked him. And then I realized that his first name, he uses a nickname, but his first name is the middle name of my other character, main character. And I was like, I never do this, but I named him just to be a side character. He was never supposed to be a main character, so he goes by the nickname anyway. So I was like, well,
exactly.
that happens.
It's fine.
And it's only a middle name that's the same to the other character. But I tried to avoid that. So it wasn't my proudest moment.
It's good not to confuse people. I completely understand your reasoning.
But the other character's middle name is maybe mentioned 3 times. So it's not like it's a big part of his story.
Yeah, okay. Well, I was just looking in the window and it's finally raining. My God, I'm just so happy.
Yeah, it's interesting because the news say like Europe is experienced a heat wave, and I'm like here in Finland like, hey, no heat wave.
It might be coming towards you or something, but now we finally have rain. So I'm just hoping it stops by tomorrow because I need to go to work. But well, before I let you go, I have a new favorite question now that I ask my authors.
Let's see.
So, what is the thing that you are most proud of in your writing, in your books?
Wow, what I'm most proud of? Well, that my characters, they actually feel like real people. That's my favorite part, what I'm most proud of. They're still fictional, so there's some parts of them that are not realistic. But if I would have to say something else, I'm always proud when a reader sends a message that my book has made a difference in their life. Or like one of the art readers for my upcoming release, she told me that it was her first 6-star read. Yeah, that hit. Oh my God.
That's an honor. That's an honor. Yeah.
That feeling. I don't know if I can say that it makes me proud, but like having a reader say this is my first ever 6-star read, that hit hard. And I love that. And I'm just proud that I decided to do this because it's obvious that English isn't my first language. Even I'm fluent, and it sometimes shows in my books and my writing, and some negative reviews like to mention it, telling me to get an editor and such. And I'm like, well, honey, if you would see my first draft, you would know how much work my editor does. This is just my writing style, and you have to get used to it, or just DNF. But yeah, I'm proud I decided to do this. I'm proud that I'm sharing stories that people enjoy. And that I decided to do something for myself because this was something I wanted to do next to work and my then studies. I have now graduated, but that happened since the last time we spoke. But anyway.
Congrats.
Thank you. But anyway, I wanted to do something different because I was studying engineering and doing very technology-focused job at the time. I wanted to do something more creative and find a way to process my feelings and just do something else in my life. And I did it because us authors, like if something happens to us, well, we all die one day, but I like to think about leaving something behind. And now I have 5 books out. Or like 5 books out next week. But the time this comes out, it's already out. That's a big thing. To have that something, that physical reminder that you were here, you once were. That's actually my answer. I'm proud to have that reminder.
Yeah, it's a
because
great
not
answer.
everyone does. Not everyone does.
It's a great answer. I love this question because every answer is so different, and I really love watching authors smile when they talk about their the things that they're proud of. Okay, well, I think that's a great note to conclude on. So
yes, definitely. I don't know if any of the things I said made sense, but it was nice to catch up.
It was a fun conversation for me. I had so much joy here. I don't know Did we teach anything? I think we did. We talked about a lot of different
but
things.
sometimes some learning moments, they come from not like direct teaching.
Exactly. We don't need to
Between the
lecture
lines,
people.
between the lines.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, it was so much fun.
Thank you
Thanks for
so
having
much.
me.
Thanks for coming, and good luck with your release. Yeah,
Thank you. I can't believe it's next week.
it's already out when the
Sorry.
episode's out. But
I keep like, it's like I have 5 books out there.
yeah,
5
it's
books.
crazy. Celebrate.
Yes, I will definitely. I have plans. But yeah,
Alrighty.
good.
Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.
Thanks.
Bye.
Oh.
If you like what you hear so far, please consider subscribing and tune in for the next episode. If you have burning questions about writing you'd like to have answered, head to my Instagram page at kkalbabooks and leave me a message. Or use my email k.k.alba.books@gmail.com. If you'd like your favorite author to answer your question on my show, again, head to my Instagram or email me to let me know which author you'd like me to invite, and I'll try to get over my anxiety and do it. On the other hand, if you're an author who's published at least one book, traditional or indie, and you'd like to become a guest, well, you know what to do by now. Message me and let's get to know each other.